Welcome to our Get Started playlist. In this chapter, we are going to look at performance reviews in Zelt. In under 10 minutes, you will learn how to set up and run reviews for your team. Let's get started. First of all, let's take a look at growth in your company settings. Here you will find review templates and question library. Same for surveys. Preparing templates and questions in advance will help you set review and survey cycles faster. We regularly update templates and questions in your library to add best-in-class review and survey forms for your team. For your reviews and surveys, you can use scale-type questions, which are an excellent way to combine qualitative and quantitative analysis. Here in Settings, you can see that each scale has a point, a value, and a sentiment, allowing you to get numerical insights alongside attitudes. You can use some of the standard scales like NPS or create your own, for example, using emojis. Next is factors, which can be used as labels for questions and help you to aggregate responses across factors. Assign an average score across multiple questions and compare factors between each other. Now, let's create our first cycle. Within Growth App, you will be able to launch a review or a survey cycle. Let's take a look at a scheduled review first. You can set a name here and later set a display name for the employees. In the next step, you will see that your cycle is now in draft. You can carry on creating this cycle or leave it and come back. Next, you need to add questions for this review. You can either use the templates or add from the question library to save yourself some time. When you create a new question, you will have a few settings. Firstly, who should respond to this question? Self, manager, peer, or upward? After, you can add the question text as it will appear to the self-reviewer and other participants. Using a single question for multiple roles enables excellent response comparison and streamlines your reporting processes with better analysis and insight capabilities. Next, assign relevant factors to the questions for analysis. Choose the type of the question this should be. You can choose from comment, single or multi-select or scale question with an optional or required comment. When you select a scale type, you will be able to select any scale, including custom ones you have created. You can also set visibility settings per question, and you can choose to hide answers to specific questions from the employee's results report. Note that cycle owners and managers will still be able to see those answers. Answers will only be hidden from the employee who is being reviewed. Once the question is created, you can review the settings in the form and edit the question. Now we can add some sections and more questions. Rearrange them as needed. You can drag and drop questions around. When adding sections, you can set descriptions to add more detail or any instructions for your team. You can also create private sections, which are only aimed for certain group of participants. For example, manager only, and include questions for managers alone. This section will not be visible to others. After the setup is completed and you are happy with the questionnaire created, you can preview this form. Previewing the form for self, peer, manager, and upward will help you verify the setup before the cycle goes live to your team. Now, to participants. If you have added peer questions to this cycle, you will see additional settings for peers. Allow to invite own peers or set peers to be anonymous. You cannot enable both, as there is little benefit in anonymizing answers from the people I have invited myself. When adding participants, Zelt will auto-populate their managers and direct reports, as this information already lives in your org chart. Before we move on, let's allow participants to invite their own peers so that we can take a look how it works. In the next step, you can set timeline settings and define when each role should complete their reviews by. You can also schedule a cycle to launch at a later time and date here. The deadline is not a hard requirement, but rather will act as a reminder. Any final results will be released only on manager or administrator action. Lastly, set the notifications frequency and add a custom invite message. That's all for the setup. Let's take a final look and launch the cycle. Once the cycle is launched, your team will receive an email to their work address, a push notification on the mobile app, and will also see a to-do in their dashboard. Here my employee is going to start a review, and first of all, Zelt will ask him to invite peers. Going into the form, employees will be able to select their answers, write comments, all while their answers are auto-saved to prevent any data loss. This form can also be completed from the mobile phone with our iOS and Android apps. When it comes to manager reviews, they will be able to see summaries of their direct report reviews from other team members, enabling managers to build a well-rounded view without digging through multiple reviews. It saves time, surfaces blind spots, and provides valuable context, especially when it comes to cross-functional work or team dynamics they may not directly observe, all from the same page. While answering any review form, your participants will be made aware of how their feedback will be shared with the reviewee. For example, whether the answer will be shared in full, including reviewer's name, not shared at all, or shared anonymously. After some time, as results are coming in, you can start publishing results to employees who have completed the review. This can be done asynchronously, allowing you to include multiple teams in the same cycle who will be able to work on this on their own timeline. When you publish the results, an employee will be able to see the report in their Zelt profile. Sum review is where you will see results for each question, labeled with factor, question type, as well as answer count and average score if it was a scale question. Clicking on Detailed View will expand each question with all answers provided. Here you can analyze how each participant answered the questions and see their comments. Lastly, participants will be able to add a comment in preparation for a one-on-one discussion or as a follow-up action point to improve in the next review. Thank you for watching this guide all the way through. To dive in deeper into any of the subjects covered here, head over to zelt.app/help. See you soon.